JFD, just fair and direct.
Okay, hello and welcome everyone. Welcome to JFD Traders Tea Time with me, Darius Anucauskas. Today's the 27th of April 2021. So yep, welcome everyone. Welcome to this Tuesday's afternoon session where we're going to have a very quick look at the markets, a few of the charts, the usual stuff. But before we do that, as always, let's quickly have a read through our risk disclaimer. So, the content we produce does not constitute investment advice or investment recommendation, should not be considered as such, and does not in any way constitute an invitation to acquire any financial instrument or product. As always, I'll give you a few seconds to read the rest and we can continue. Okay, so now then, jumping into the actually quick mentioning, not jumping into, but quick mentioning of our JFD YouTube channel, to which you can always subscribe to in order not to miss any of our upcoming videos, and of course our JFD Bank website, and specifically our JFD research page, which we also update on a daily basis. So yep, feel free to check us out here on jfdbank.com. And click on the research tab right there on the top, guys. So now then, jumping into the charts, the first one I want to pick up here is the German index DAX, and today we're seeing a bit of weakness here, not severe weakness, but still a bit of weakness that managed to break this upside support line taken from the low of the 26th of February. However, the bulls were able to quickly push the price back above this upside line, and now let's see where this day is going to end up being, and where this daily candle is going to end up being in relation to this upside line. I mean, if we suddenly drift back lower here and then slide below the upside line, well, maybe not all is good here in the bull block, and maybe we could be due for a bit of a corrective move lower. However, I'll pick up on this one tomorrow just to see what's happening, but for now, if by any chance the index travels above this 15,312 territory, then yes, we will go for some higher levels. The S&P 500. Now, the S&P 500 yesterday had a good run here, although didn't really gain too much, but yeah, it still had a good run to the upside, and yep, we managed to let me just double check if we managed to create a new all-time high. No, we have not, and we just hit the previous all-time high, which, well, actually the current all-time high near the 4,194.2, approximately around there. But basically near this 4,194 level, and that's currently the all-time high. If we take a look at the cash index, and let's see what's happening there right now before the kind of US opening bell, we'll see that the price is kind of near this level again, near this 4,194 territory. So in a way, there is a good chance we could see this one pushing further north here. However, if it starts sliding, then yes, we could consider the downside, but for me, preferably I would like to see a drop below this area, the 4,118 zone. Let me just remove this line here. It's kind of a little bit in the way. And yep, a drop below this 4,118 territory marked by the low of the 20th of April might just do the trick for more sellers, and we could see this one sliding further south here. But again, I do understand that we could be missing out here on a bit of territory right here. But to be honest, given the situation, we rather be a little bit more on the safe side. So that's why we would wait for either a push above the 4,194 territory here, or a drop below the 4,118 level. Silver is doing quite well today. I mean, it's pushing higher, and at least it's trying to overcome this 26.30 territory here, which so far is acting as a good area of resistance. Now, we did get an overshoot here initially, but as you can see, we are kind of drifting back down. So for now, I would say we're we're cautiously bullish. If we climb above this 26.30, then yes, this kind of opens the door for further advances. But still, the more comfortable level for us after a break of which we could consider higher levels could come here on this 26.63 level, which, as you can see, kind of continues to act as a fantastic area of resistance. And so far it's struggling to, the commodity is struggling to overcome this. So yeah, let's be a little bit more careful here. And if we do push above the 26.30, yes, we'll, like I said, we'll start looking at some higher levels, but we'll be very, very careful with that. And for the downside, now previously I talked about this 25.46 territory. Now, the further kind of we move to the right here, the more we can actually shift our potential kind of level here for the downside. And one of the levels that I'm keeping an eye on for now is this one right here, the 25.85 territory. So if we get a break below that, then yes, we could also break this upside line as well, taken from the low, the 31st of March. And then yes, kind of more sellers could join in here. But at the moment, we're leaning a little bit more towards the upside. So let's see how far this can travel. Now, jumping into WTI oil, and it's a bit of a let's say calm session today. It's still on the positive side of, but yeah, it's a little bit calm. We're taking it slowly, and to be honest, we're not really very aggressive on it, because if we want to consider some higher levels, well, we'll wait for a push above the 63.80 territory right here. And if we want to go for the downside, we need to wait for a drop below this upside line taken from the low, the 5th of April. So either way, if you want to look for some higher areas, then yes, wait for at least a pop above the 63.80 zone. If you're looking for the downside, wait for a drop somewhere below the 60.64 level, the one that I mentioned to you this morning. Just because, again, if we get a break of this upside line, yes, this could increase the chances for WTI oil to move further. Further south here, but yep, in a way, like I said, for now it's a little bit of a tricky one here. I mean, it's kind of up and down here at the moment, so let's not rush into anything. And yep. Let's see how this is going to play out, to be honest. Now, jumping into the Bitcoin here, and yep, we can see that currently the 21-day EMA is providing a bit of resistance here. Now, I've removed all the lines just to have a bit of a fresh look here. So first of all, we can try to draw some trend lines, and the first one I'm going to put back here is this one right here, taken from the low of the 11th of December. Now, as you can see, we after we broke this upside line, we drifted lower, tested the 100-day EMA here, shown as the green line, and then reversed back up. And now the big question here is, can we overcome the 21-day EMA? Again, at the moment, I would say that yes, I mean, there is still a chance, but I would prefer probably let me just grab a line here. I would prefer probably somewhere for a move to see a move somewhere around here, above this 55,555 level, and a beautiful number of 55555. So, yep, for now, like I said, it's a tricky one. It's interesting. Of course, the Bitcoin bulls are all over this right now. I mean, and they're probably attacking it hard. But again, let's be careful. I mean, if we apply technical analysis here, you can see that currently there is a bit of a hold up near this 21-day EMA. And let's see if this 21-day EMA is not going to start acting as a resistance area. If it does, then, well, I mean, this could roll over here and start moving back down. So that's why we need to see maybe this one, the rate climbing above this area and staying above that 21-day EMA, and then we'll take it from there, of course. AUD and ZD. So very quickly on this one, and I have looked at this one last week, and I told you to keep an eye on this little potential pattern here, which could be seen as a falling wedge pattern. So as you can see, the so far so good. I mean, it's kind of it is working according to the kind of the whole idea. Now the falling wedge pattern it tends to be seen as a bullish indication here, but again, until we as long as the boundaries of that pattern remain intact, we cannot really kind of, let's say, get comfortable with the upside scenario. So that's why at the moment that's the reason why this arrow is still to the downside, because again, as you can see, we had a few attempts to overcome this upper side of the falling wedge, but the bears kind of kicked in and drove this one lower. So for now, in a way, I can only say that for now we are aiming lower, but only as long as these kind of boundaries are intact. If we get a break through the upper side of this formation, then yes, we'll start looking at the upside. GBP CAD. GBP CAD is an interesting one as well, and as you can see, there's a bit of a mess happening here. So first of all, previously when I looked at this one, I said that if it rebounds from this little territory right here, or if it stalls near this territory, near the 1.7435, then yep, a nice rebound here could be possible. As you can see, that didn't happen, and instead it started drifting lower, where I said that if it falls below the 1.7335 territory right here, this may kind of attract more sellers, and especially if the rate also falls below the 200-day EMA here. Now you can see that this is exactly what's happening right now. More sellers are joining in, but given that we already had let's say a decent decline here in a very short period of time, what I'll say is that if you want to aim for lower levels, guys, well, probably stick to the current lowest point of April, and that's roughly around. Let me just. Oh, there we go. That's roughly around the 1.7170 territory right here. A nice good drop below this area, yeah, below this 1.7170 could open the door towards lower levels, because this would confirm a forthcoming lower low. At this point here, I'm going to take a bit of a cautious approach, and I'm just not going to do anything, just continue observing the price action. In terms of the upside on this one, now first of all, let me just mark the high, the current highest point of April, and for the upside now, what I would like to see here is a push above yesterday's high, and that level is around the 1.7362 zone, because at the same time, if we get a push above that barrier, we could see the rate getting back above all of its EMAs, and this could be seen as a positive for kind of most of the buyers here, and yep, the pair could start climbing back up here. For now, it's just, let's say, overall it's just oscillating around these EMAs, but again, these little moves higher could be possible, and again, like I said, if we do get a push back above this 1.7362, then yes, we could start looking at some higher levels, and yep, we could then aim for that 1.7458 zone, or even the current highest point of April. Quick update on Euro JPY, and if you remember last week, I told you to keep a close eye on this pair, because, and that's the reason why, because we kind of are forming here an ascending triangle here, and I was saying that wait for that kind of move above the 130.67 territory, and not only that we need to see a break here, but we would also need to see a daily candle staying above this area. So yesterday we had a break, but we didn't see the daily candle staying. Today we're also seeing another break, and so far the pair is trading above that area, above this hurdle. Will it remain today here? Well, again, let's wait and see. If it does, then yes, we'll continue aiming for the upside. if it drops back below this hurdle, then well, we're taking a neutral stand again. And for the downside, we need to see a break of this upside line and then a drop below the 129.64 level right here. And finally, EURUSD. So EURUSD is still kind of the same spot. So if you watched my video this morning, then well, basically you know the drill here, And for now, what I'm keeping an eye on here is I'm keeping an eye on these two two lines. The short-term upside one here, taken from the low of the 5th of April, and the medium-term downside one, taken from the high of the 6th of January. So, if we clear one of those lines, then this could increase the pair's chances of drifting and kind of further in that direction, in the direction of the break. But to be honest, as I've mentioned before to you, that for the upside, I need to see also a push above the 1.2113 territory right here, which continues to act as a fantastic area of resistance. And for the downside, I would prefer actually to see maybe a drop below the 1.1990 before, let's say, getting a little bit more excited with lower areas. So guys, that's it for this session. I hope you found it useful, guys. Thank you very much for joining in and watching this one till the end. I really appreciate your time. If you want to catch my video this tomorrow morning, as always, my Traders Espresso, the 6 o'clock GMT time. Yeah, for now, have a wonderful evening. Stay safe, guys. Always have your stop loss in place, and everything will be fine. So thank you very much, and bye-bye.